Videos like this are possible because of the people on my Patreon. If you'd like to support my Patreon, I'd appreciate it. The link is in the description below and in the pinned comment. Now, as you notice, this video is significantly shorter than probably you think 50,000 it takes to count to. The reason being is because, I'm going to state this a lot of times during the video, you guys do not have your subscribers public. Not really sure why that is, but if you want to hide your subscribers, by all means. I can't address somebody who I don't know. I tried to go through my comments and try to find specific people, and that was taking far too long, as I have a lot of things to do and I like to get my videos out. So what I've decided to do is just state as many names as I can possibly can within this video. I appreciate you all. One day I will make a video addressing majority of you, or maybe I'll do the people on my Patreon and have them be a fun little lie. That may be the Patreon benefit of what will happen. I may have to shift that to a Patreon thing, and that's probably what I'll do. But enjoy the video. Hope you like it. It's a little bit long, but not too long. Put this on in the background. Do something more fun in the background. Bye. Ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to 50,000 subscribers, and as promised for my 50,000 subscribers special, I have my water right next to me. We are going to be giving each and every one of my subscribers a fun little constructive lie about their affiliation to the world and how they operate. Now then, I have 50,000 subscribers. I didn't really estimate how long this video would take. I don't know how long this video is going to take, but we're going to go ahead and start with Sly Kage. I heard you like eating Fruit Loops. I just heard that through the grapevine. Rebecca Doodles, I heard you like eating hummus. Favor, I heard that you're not allowed in the state of Pennsylvania. Juan does Fortnite stuff. I heard that he doesn't even do real Fortnite stuff. Chill Goblin, I heard he's actually a rage filled goblin. That's what I heard from the grapevine. Spectacular Mario Bros, I heard he is a subpar Mario brother. See, Chase Huko, I don't even know what Chase. That's not even his real name. Same with Amaru's son. He's not a real person. And Azura, they're the same person. These two are actually the same exact account. Ashino, Asuna, I don't know how to say his name. Not even a real person. He's just a fake account. He's been around for a while, but he's not even a real dude. Fletcher PNG, he's not even real PNG. He's not even really dedicated to the thing. Sword Sage, he's never wielded a sword in his life, and actually the then social worker, they're actually twin cousins and twice removed from Trashcat and Flizzr. Those all people are actually all one hyper person. Same with Susie, S Mango, and Son Games. They're actually one super hyper collective human. Same with Novex. Novex actually is Gojo. That's just a fact. He actually is Gojo. Mitchell Hudson is actually Mitchell Floodson. He actually floods people. His ability is to give people the ability to cause floods. Dark Blue Diamond is actually a Light Blue Diamond. He actually didn't know how to change his name. He's actually stuck with the name Light Blue Diamond. That's actually how it runs. Infamous Pictures is not even famous. Not even infamous. Nobody even knows what they do on that channel. They don't even care about that. Grace is actually Despair. Grace is having a horrible time right now. We're going to give a shout out to Grace. Hopefully she actually gets that going around. Sean Eaton. Sean has never ate anything in his entire life. Awesome X. More like awesome. Why are you even on following this page? That's how we feel about that one. Veritas once told me that he no longer drinks Arizona tea. I don't know why he told me that. Jay Buckets mentioned me 5,000 times. Sigil Win is actually not a real person. He actually loves Fortnite. Slug Entertainment is somebody that doesn't even know what a slug is. Animation design. He doesn't know anything about motion. He's never actually seen a wave in his life. He doesn't know much about motion. Tashawn Young and Joshua Gaudo, those two people actively are a tag team duo in the wrestling match against John Cena and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Same with Milk Moon and Hot Cola. Hot Cola actually is going to fight Obasu in the match along with Suzuki Cabs. Suzuki Cabs is going to fight Sujin, and Ray Ratman is actually going to fight Place in Place. They're all fighting each other in a spit-swapping makeout match this Monday on Monday Night Raw, now sponsored by our news Buffalo Chicken Tenders. Save Talks never saved anything in his life. Taekwon Niblet is actually named as Taekwon Giblet. He's actually a Giblet. He's a small guy. He's 2 feet tall. SDS is actually 100 feet tall. He actually carries Taekwon inside of his pocket. Shklik. That's his name. He's Schlick. He actually never in his life can pronounce his name. He doesn't have a tongue anymore. Tasha CTV is actually CTV Tasha. She actually wanted to change her name, but she didn't know how to fix that in the entire way that goes in there. Smash Drums actually never played a drum in his life. Probably wonder why I click Shlamalo, because I don't recognize him as a person, because he doesn't recognize the Geneva Convention. He's actually violated a crazy amount of war crimes, and we're actually got to address that actually in one of these streams one of these days, because that's a little bit crazy and psychotic. Go ahead and extend this list a little bit and we get to Maddie Death. He's actually Maddie Alive. Most people don't know that. He's actually Maddie Alive. Same with Maya Valentine. Valentine is actually based off of her name. She actively created all Valentine days. Zach and Cheese. Tough name, not even gonna lie to you, tough name, but sadly he actually had to patent that because Mac and Cheese Craft Single was gonna use Mac and Cheese to create the greatest thing on the planet, but he stopped them. Same with Arius, they both stopped those things in general. Now then, Dragon Master or Dragon Masters 525, the 525 actually stands for 525 pigeons that they used to get around. JV anime content makes no anime content. Hiach, Yaya, Nega, Prito, Taka Sensei, Hoodie, all these people collectively are actually known as a Super Sentai Force, and they actually control a Megazoid. They actually are all one collective person. AC, Marks Minoka Production, GRP Junior 13232, the Fandom Fan, MTG No, Max Williams, Exotics. These people in general, all of them have told me in confidence that they enjoy wearing diapers in public, and they themselves don't really understand why they enjoy wearing diapers in public. Really strange things. Same with Black Time Cybot, Michael Igor Barbosa. Michael Igor Barbosa, he actually from Barbados. He actually found Black Time Cybot on a Tuesday inside of a bar. Same with Q Reacts. He actually has never reacted to anything in his life. He actually has that name by accident. Flavia Sound, Spicy Sweets, Crabhead, and Red Gal, all these people together, they actually are just one left arm of a Megazoid. They control each of their fingers. That's how they operate. Donuts TV, never even eaten a donut before. They just say that they don't like donuts, they don't like sweets anymore. They've gotten older and become sick of sweets. Blood Red Vision, Spec Norway, Rowdy Riles, Parker Sloan, the Brook Rookie, and Shimmer Pickles. Ignoring this person right here, Shimmer Pickles. All these people that I just mentioned, all of them collectively have given me a piggyback ride on Tuesday in the middle of autumn. They all have done that collectively. They're actually really good friends of mine. Now then, back to Carl Too Cool. Carl Too Cool is actually Carl Too Slow. He actually got beaten by Sonic in a race. Didn't want to tell anybody about that. Coltrane is actually not even a locomotive. Just want to tell you that right now. The Wiseman, Absudan, Nibus, Yosh, Mind Your Bias, Sonic, Uwu, Wazo, all these people collectively, they've never even seen each other. Not once. They've never seen each other. They all know each other, but they've never seen each other. That's a little bit weird. Heather Whiteley, Pilgrim X, Red Spirit Max, Nico Fluttershy, Genu Revolution Animations, Flesh in the Glitch, Little Red Dude, Your Stranger, J Maniac, Lynn J, Anime Relatable, Stories with Billy, Howard Shaham, all of them have the ability to do 5,067 million feet verticals. They don't want you to know that because they don't want you to get concerned, but they actually all are a superpowered team of mutants that have the ability to control space-time and gravity. And they themselves don't really know how this works. They just believe in themselves to that extent, to that ability. That's how powerful they are. That's the worst thing about it. So everybody on this list with Furry Sato, Mimudor, the Nerd Wonder, Busy, SSJ, Annabeast, all these people, Active Genesis, they all told me in confidence that they can't jump. They don't have legs. Nora, Toy Lady, and Real Will Guido, he actually told me in confidence that he actually isn't a real person. Now the peak, Captain Ski Bones, Elo, Alex, Love Hall, Chickatee, all these people on this list right here, Sensei J especially, they all told me in confidence that they'd never actually seen the color blue. I don't know why that actually exists in that capacity. They've never seen the color blue. Doesn't make any sense. Crown Throne, Bobian, Helios, and Joey, they actually told me that they know Sinful Squad in person, but Coda James attacked them in Real China Vlogs, went to a store kill store, and then Red Poison Dragon went to 2DS Studios on Wexian, and then Narla actually fought Dr. Cruiser on Zur. Zur is actually a person and place and her thing, and Enigma Sword actually fought the Mirror of Ohio with Kreliu, and then Richie Burst actually said I'm a Saiyan and slipped over Coco, make decent content. That's what happened. And Harvey actually attacked Power Level Vlog, and then Power Level Vlog found Serenity and Pixie Bell. Pixie Bell became an Ernest petite person, and then Ernest then ended up confining to the station of Zoril. Zoril actually fought Wilbert and Wolf MB together with Victor Pitstop. Sammy Side FX ended up fighting a person that identifies as the futurist. Josh doesn't even know any of these people, but Zorlax actually is a great person. Meme King Animations, he doesn't actually make Meme King Animations. He hasn't made a single animation on his channel. I actually want to check out his channel right now. I'm pretty sure he hasn't made anything on his channel realistically, and realistically he hasn't been making that much, but he's actually doing his best. You can see his car stuff, and we love to see it. That's the power of Meme King Animations. Not really CDM, Mikazuki the Mujinto, and Shadow Spear all know each other, and the fact that Felix is here knows that the fact that Cass T and Zig Taylor are going to come and attack him on the Tuesday, and the Tuesday is going to be officiated by Hayes Bryan and Jay Senju. Jay Senju doesn't actually know anything about the Senju clan. He's never actually seen Naruto. He just thought it was cool to use that name. He's that Jay. No, he's this Jay. I don't know why he's saying that Jay. It doesn't make any sense. Haim JL, Calvin S. Landing, and Isaiah the name actually don't know Vince Omega that well, but they do know Skill Hoarder. Skill Hoarder actually does want to make a cooking channel, but he messed up by thinking Skill Hoarder because he thought skill meant pills, and pills you put in food to make them taste better. He just thought that. He actually loves bouillon cubes. Monk isn't a real monk. I know that sounds a little bit crazy, but Brown 4K actually knows Kion and FTL. And then Simbe, the guy who impersonates Manny Lemons on Discord, he's the guy who actually does not impersonate Manny Lemons. He actually impersonates Zion and Fork P and Bloodswebs and Silkwicks and My Crush. He actually impersonates Breeze and Burm as well, and Aiden Isaac. He actually does that. And Link knows Zelda. He actually doesn't know anything about Majin Miat and J2 Plays. Those two people actually tried to fight Jeremac on the Sussy Rat Players Among Us server, and then the Among Us server got destroyed by Caesar the King. Caesar the King actually wanted to fight F31X, and then Cyrus Funny Man, Farmadol fought Zed, and Isaac actually wanted to fight Note. And the Candy Rain actually was riding with Sky and Angelus, and he was hanging with Brent on a Tuesday. And on that Tuesday, they actually fought Rude Blue and Mina Desu. Desu doesn't know Comfy Minty. They don't know each other that well, but they actually know Caution Crazy because they're the greatest thing. He actually stole that logo from Adult Swim. He's actually a really cool guy, and I love him deeply. He's one of the best people are. Nah, I don't really know you either. Nah, but Bope and Jetpack Gamer, they actually know the Stadius Greens, and he knows Just the Weeb. Just the Weeb isn't actually Just the Weeb. He's actually Gat Turks' little cousin of Edgar 995 as well. He's actually the dad of Angel the Bear. He's actually the mother of Red. And then Zan Gum actually knows Cody B, and Littles next season knows Jensen Malik. And then Jibri Builder actually knows Slan. He actually doesn't ever listen to XXX and Tashion. He just has that logo because he wants to get a little bit of clout. V actually knows Pepper, but doesn't actually have a good relationship with Siren. And Kaylee actually is a really cool person, but she doesn't know how to play guitar. But XZ Plushie actually knows how to play guitar, and actually a really big fan of Obi Michi. Obi Michi loves My Little Pony, but can't tell Neo X that Chris Sabator actually sabotaged him by going on a date with Weber, and Hendrickson actually attacked Harbison. And then this person whose name I can't pronounce isn't actually a person, is actually just AI. You didn't know that. It's actually just AI. Because he knows John 8 is coming, so he had to actually Be the Treasure under Lunarzak. Lunarzak actually doesn't know the power of Anime Illustrious, and then Danny Delos actually fought Skywalker on Arsenal's attack planet. And then XA4 actually knows Ramen Cesspool. Zach Rodriguez actually knows Felon. Felon actually isn't a legion of person. He actually is a feline. He's a feline. I actually said the name wrong because I was seeing if you were paying attention. Are you still here? Yes, Season Pride actually knows nothing about Pride. Jim Siegel doesn't know Cherry, and Speedy Gonzalez actually is fighting the Gold Miner. The Gold Miner is actually not a miner in himself. It's actually somebody that actually is young and is another miner. That's actually how they operate. Grade A content isn't a real person. Rania yourself is a soap enjoyer. Havoc-tastic actually doesn't believe in the philanthropist, they don't believe in each other. Cav Beast actually knows and works at Grime Lab. Grime Lab is actually made by the Wheeled Cowboy. The Wheeled Cowboy knows Dylan B, but actually the ET Tourist doesn't know LSO2TM. Aftermath RV doesn't know Jesse Joggin, and Colin P actually knows Ace. That guy Fern, you may not know that guy Fern. He actually is Goten. He is Goten. He's Goten Huggins. Goten Huggins actually doesn't know that much about the Random Idiots. The Random Idiots actually knows Tian's Draw, and the Drew Show isn't actually a show about Drew. It's actually about Young Classic Sounds. Young Classic Sounds actually had a knife fight in the middle of the street with Krev and Mr. Lamar. He actually had him go crisscross on a retro groove, and then Zach the Skeleton actually went King Cubics. If you don't know nothing about King Cubics is the man that actually controls all of Latveria in the DCU. Yeah, that's confusing considering Latveria is in the MCU, but he actually controls it in the DCU, which makes it a lot less powerful. He's not actually a femboy. Insane 21 isn't actually 21. He's 165. Belloc Strike is actually not even a strike at all. And Angie Online is not online right now. Aaron Torres, Roz, and Siger, there aren't actually people. They're actually concepts within our figments of imagination. Lucio actually owes me $6,000. Black Deuce doesn't even know how to spell the word black. Mouse isn't a person. Realistically, fantasy is not even a fantasy. It's actually reality. Attack on Fandoms doesn't really actually know how to chew on straws. Ice doesn't know how to use a bucket, and Bitbucket doesn't know how to use ice. Socialist Stark actually is from Solaris, which is actually a planet in the Andromeda system. Corey Broom is actually Corey Brown. He likes brooms so much because he works in a place with Voice Crack Tunes. And Voice Crack Tunes actively been trying to make cartoons for 37 years, but doesn't know how to make cartoons. Jemmy Vlogs in their vlog in her life. Gothy Froggy is actually conceptually a frog, but not in practice, so they don't know how to rip it or anything like that. Yamiko, Smiley, and Your Leaf, Your Life are all one big anime company run by Akeem Smith. Akeem Smith actually doesn't really believe in Leafy. Leafy right here doesn't understand what it's like to have actual nostalgic memories. We don't appreciate that. Cold Kane knows OTK edits, but is actually trying to fight Kai's No-No. And Smoothie actually is a smoothie. Is actually a conceptual smoothie as a person. They're actually one big smoothie as a human being. Zemether is actually friends with Melworth's Comedy, and Matt is actually trying to fight those two on a big locking ultimate showdown battle. They're actually going to have a makeout match with Matt later with Will, and Will's going to fight Ronald and going to fight Dorado. Dorado's actually going to go out and fight Goomba Coin, and he's going to go over there with Contraband LLC. Contraband LLC is one of the greatest people on the planet. He actually taught me the art of judo, he taught me aikido, he taught me taekwondo, but not as good as Pink Lotus. Pink Lotus actually has a
a friend named Brown Lotus, and Brown Lotus actually fought Inner Rhymes. Inner Rhymes actually is actually one of the few people that knows Shimado. Shimado knows Gamer Tank and Endure, and Diminic and Endure actually fought Cosmic Clusters in a makeout fight with Panda Mocho Yum. Panda Mocho Yum actually knows Lazy the Lapras. Lazy the Lapras is actually Panda's dad, and Panda's dad actually jumped from the sky and actually fought Make Your Own Pie. And he didn't actually make his own pie. That's the biggest thing that we have to get out there. Make Your Own Pie actually doesn't know RVDinator. RVDinator actually has 37 eyeballs on his back, and on his back is actually Pakara. Pakara is actually a type of bread, and Naffle the Knot is actually a type of Pakara. Really interesting the way that works. It's a little bit strange in that capacity. But moving forward, we see Timothy is actually a best friend with V Hammer. Vika isn't a person, so we didn't even consider them. The Cookie Magician has never eaten a cookie in her life. Real Klopmas doesn't really breathe that much. Izbiz actually knows Kenshi Show, who's actually best friends with Jordan's 15, which is really interesting factoid right there. We can get that on a cracking with the fact that Cash actually is broke. Cash is broke. Cash has no money in his account or her account. They're non-binary. They don't even care about it. They don't know anything about that. This name right here, actively, is named Snooplegomp. Their name is Snooplegomp. I discovered that last week on a Tuesday when I was eating in the middle of autumn. That's when I discovered that. And Spooksmg actually knows Lonk personally. Little Wolf Tamia, Little Wolf Talma, Little Wolf Taima, Little Wolf is actually a big cat. Yeah, I discovered that last year. When we met on a bridge and we had that sword fight, that was insane. Stomping Food is actually never doesn't even have feet. Dro Briggs, Will the Greatest, Kaishu, Brandon, Air Pollution, I Am Lagana. All those people collectively owe me $500. Collectively, not each person owes me $500. Collectively, they all owe me $500. And then Air Pollution, we were going down the street and I don't know why he just jumped out in the street like that. I don't know why he just jumped out of the street. He actively destroyed 100 cars, and the Codfish actually came and attacked him with the power of God and Grayskull. And then Lexi Does Stuff came out of nowhere and then proceeded to piggyback me all the way into the sky, where I actually met Scarecrow, and Scarecrow told me that I had to go fight Anton. Anton told me that I had to go fight Murda, and Murda took me on a sky ride through the world, saying he could show me the world. But Maury Fan told me that Limpy Dick said he's not actually going to show me the world himself. I had to use the carpet from Bubby Lowell and figure out that the engineer was using Orbital Comics' entire body to use that as a way to get to Young Flexer. Young Flexer is actually a rapper pretty much known throughout the entirety of Chicago, and he uses the dew from leaves to actually attack a guy named Dew, which is interesting in that way. Rumpelnutskin is actually Shrek's uncle. People don't know that. That would just give a little bit of lore in that way. And Death Wish doesn't have a death wish. He actually has a genie's lamp that he refuses to give me. Chuck me into hell actually is chuck me into heaven. He's trying to get into heaven, but he's trying to do a fun little subversion to make it seem like he doesn't care about getting into it. Uncarbonated milk implies the fact that he loves carbonated milk. It's one of his favorite things on the planet. Don't let him lie to you. It's a really big strange thing like that. Amir actually knows Greg, who's actually friends with Koi Tran, who's actually the best friends with Cali Meatwagon, who knows Enki, and Enki is actually the manager of a store run by Juice Jams, which is actually the best friend of Yami Lotus. Yami Lotus knows 3 Miss TV, and Lewis with glasses isn't actually wearing glasses. Little known fact. I know this because I've met him on multiple occasions. He's told me in confidence to not reel the fact that he's not wearing glasses. Brimstone, Nathan, Cornrow, Ray, Dorian, Lorian, Dorian and Lauren Jewel actually has never actually owned a jewel in her life. Khan, Minkenny, I Am Nobi, Infant, Aaron Lafitte, Sherbud, Liam, and Carrot Drop, all those people collectively don't exist. They're not even people. They're actually little groundhogs that exist inside of a corporeal dimension where the 5th and 3rd dimensions coalesce on top of each other, where they actually fight inside of Tesseracts. A little bit of a strange lore dump for you there. I know it's a little bit weird for you, but we're going to keep going.
Now, the legend is not actually a legend. Seagull Crush is actually married to an eagle. Carnell Campshires is actually not even named Carnell. Sukasa actually doesn't know what an exclamation point is. Funny Kid Austin, not that funny. Max is cool. It's actually kind of lame, to be quite honest with you. Revy Lee, Jane of the Jungle, and Misanthropist, all three collectively actually won 3 overcoats inside of a raccoon. That's what they are actively. Stuff Sharky doesn't know Flory Tanker, but they are best friends with Vanilla Pencil. Supreme King S-Man, he actually doesn't even know what 2 + 2 is. K6 knows that 2U actually destroyed Cool Sonic in a game of basketball G, and Slade is actually somebody that actually doesn't even know how to spell his own name. There's actually a little bit of an issue there. James Crawley, James doesn't know who James is at all. James doesn't understand himself in any capacity. Grim Enigma is actually the best friends of Frank and Spine, but that doesn't actually really matter. matter in the grand scheme of things because Escrod is actually planning a bank heist with Random Channel. The bank heist is actually going to be conducted on the 5th of November and inside of a small little lot. This actually goes into big lots. San Labato is actually the best friends with Louis Demigod, but the Demigods actually don't respect him because SJ14, Vicard, and Tracy X all collectively don't have any toes. Their toes got stolen to them by Tracy X, and then Tracy X actively tried to make Australia British again, but Australia is actually just British Texas. That's how they operate. And then King Plays doesn't actually play games at all. KJ, Inkscape XD, Parallel Blue, and the power of Pascal Zombie A actually had a big fight with Risky Exy. They actually don't believe in themselves anymore. It's a really tragic situation that they have going on there. As Good as You is not as good as anybody. Joe Bito, LB Juke, Owl Avenger, and the King of Idiots actually aren't the king of anything. All of them collectively actively don't have belly buttons. They were born without navels. A little bit of an issue there. ZWS Thunder actually is best friends with ADTLX. And then Aether's Flight all collectively have $6 billion in 116 different gacha games. The gacha games are called gachi games, and Rose Child doesn't even know what a rose is. Afro has no afro. Billy's Big Rose is actually really small. Jelly is the potato, hasn't even eaten anything in years. Liam Kelly doesn't even know a single Liam in their entire life. Stopping Gas actually makes gas progress. Deontay George Music actually makes pianos. Really strange considering you think they make music. Rocky does YouTube, does not do YouTube. He actually does Twitch. Go follow his Twitch actually. Pinky is actually green. Whole skin is green. Body is full of greenness. Looks like Shrek. A little bit of a strange situation. Otaku Dragon, Yan Yan, Carmack Boren, Yasir Gold, Kenny Koman. They're actually not even people. They're actually just a collective of tiny fruits inside of a basket. The fruit basket, one might say. The Bonehead YouTube is actually run by somebody full of skin. So no bones inside of them. Just pure layers of skin over and over again. Tryhard Gamer does not try hard video games at all. They actually rage kit a lot. Forgotten Melodies Records is actually a very consistent name because nobody even remembers any of their melodies. Tris went. He didn't go anywhere. That's not even true. He didn't go anywhere at all. Mallet Bronny Dawson? That's not even a real name. They just put letters together. That's not even, you can't even say that unless you're me. You can't say that word unless you know who I am. Mosby TV doesn't even own a TV. He actually owns 77 computer screens at home, all collectively put together inside of a series of tunnels and funnels throughout their entire back. A low is actually A high. VX RI Perry? RI Perry? R.I. Perry, that's a hard name. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to cut the bit for a second. That's a tough name. R.I. Perry, that's a really tough name. Too bad they're French. That's right. You hate to see it, they're actually French. And we know how we feel about the French on this channel. No respect. You hate to see it. Matthew McGrew, he actually is Matthew is small. Taboo doesn't commit any taboos. Marmar the First is actually Marmar the 15th. Trying to take his title from his brothers. Big issue there. The Maya edits, no edits on their channel, I checked. Bobby Diaz, Living a Square, Mr. 333 Lo-Fi, Eck, AZ06, Elijah, Jeremy Fisher, Curb DPS, all these people collectively actually don't have spinal cords. They're missing the lower lumbar of their backs. That's why they're all on the road together, because they're all trying to support each other with their own lumbar. That's a little bit of an issue there. Chris R. Clarkson, Verbs, Caleb Stuff 420, Red Sal, Kemen, Carissa, Hosek, Broke Gamer, Tomas, Caro, all these people actively don't have this part, the weenus. They actually don't have a weenus. So when they bump into things, they actually don't get an issue with their funny bone. The feature of Fallout, Agent Filipino, Hollow O, Burger Individual, Simply Astro, The Owl Eyes, Reese's Cup Films, Raya Royalty, and CDKK Kakuja, all these people collectively have never seen Gundam, but they're all big Gundam fans. They just lie to people and say that they actually do like Gundam. That's a little bit of an issue. I'm a little bit upset about that, but I'm gonna let that slide because I understand they're doing that to fit in the social norms, and that's understandable. I know how hard it is to fit in the social norms. It's a little bit difficult, but I can grasp that, and I know you guys are liars in your own right, and that's fair. Cave Guy, A Kid Named Zai, Sourgenic Crystals, Blue Mercy Studios, C4 Citron, Twin Got Gains, Na Ali Bali, Carrie McExcitement, and Jazz June, all these people, they don't have nipples. They don't. I've checked. We all met up, go to Denny's one day. We all went to Denny's and they said, yeah, watch this. And all of them don't have nipples. They're all actually 2 feet tall Yordles from League of Legends. They're not that tall at all, but that's the big issue there. Thorbrine, Eek Wing, Courage X, Twaffle Prod, Your Pastafarian Priest, Forrest is Sleepy, Wildy333, Matt D, and Haplite. All these people are big VTubers. They're using this secret account in order to stalk me and make sure that I don't become a VTuber, because they know I take over the VTubing game in a heartbeat. They know that I would destroy their entire fan bases if I try VTubing and I start putting on a cute little anime girl voice. Asuka, Ohio. Like, they won't want me to. They don't want me to do that. And that's their biggest issue. They think they can stop me, but they won't. Wide Frog, Wolf Rain, Frank Macchia, yours truly, Strawberry Puff, Krog, Ren, and Telweb. Telweb actually controls their contracts and their souls indefinitely. They actually control every aspect of their life. They actually have a horrifyingly messed up, vitriolic, evil relationship with all these people, and that's a little bit of an issue for them. That's the worst thing that could ever happen, and that's a little bit of a messed up thing. Means of production, Alone Torch. Alone C Torch is actually the greatest human on the planet. One of the strongest, most powerful, prolific individuals to ever grace the world. You may not know Alone Torch, but they've been here the entire time. They've been here for the world. They've been here for everything. They actually destroyed Denuri, Total Demented, Dark Hamster, Moistress, Dante Demio, Ozaru, and Batchford. They actually destroyed them in a locking way in a spit-swapping makeout match on Monday Night Raw. And that's the beauty of it. You hate to see it. That's a beautiful thing that happened, and it's something that matters to me. It's something beautiful that way. Genty, Geo Gaming, 8 Turtonator, Vlone, Eldirian, Joa Pred, Puffin the Fish, Weird Boy, and Noen Cola. All these people, they can't jump. They actually don't have legs. They're paraplegic. They're actually quadriplegic, but they like to say paraplegic because they don't want people to know they can't use their entire body as not to lose a fight, because people love fighting quadriplegics. It's their favorite thing to do. Pensive Scarlet, Sword of Kings, Annoying Llama, Dea, Danny Dull, Procetius, Void Only, Flying Music Note, ASAP Monk, Adalot, Transotaku, Tsunami X, Soul Beats, Jati, Genji G, Juvenile Stacks, TC Channel Hobby, and Lost Huxleys. They all own a big, gigantic tire shop, but nobody really buys tires anymore, so they're having an issue, and they're having to sell their body parts in order to get their money for the rent each month, and that's a little bit of an issue. Hopefully you can donate in the description below to help their GoFundMe. It's a link tagged right under the gigantic peanut that I put that you can grab in a corporeal dimension. You can actually reach through the screen and grab the peanut and actually use that as a way to help people out. You can actually have a little snack while you're listening to this. Asola, I'm PD, Probo Chug, Demon Shay, Marusami, Juno World, Bogdan Shimonsky, and Roxanne Kaiser. All of them, all collectively, they're actually gigantic, huge roly-polyolis. Yes, they're just big, gigantic roly-polyolis. That's a really big issue there. A lot of people don't know they're actually huge roly-polyolis. Real big issue. You don't really know that, do you? Yeah, I discovered that on accident. I was walking through my house and I saw them all chilling, trying to figure out where I was by echo geolocation, and they're all just roly-polyolis. They're all small little guys. D-Pat Master, Daytax, Lone Size, Sebas Prime, Roasted Pheasant, Darius X World, O Sellout, Adari 113, DJ JC Bellic. All these people are actually a big music collective. They're actually a really good boy band. They're trying to rival One Direction, but I don't think they can. One Direction was one of the greatest boy bands of all time, and the fact they think they can rival One Direction is a testament to their ignorance and selfishness as human beings. They will never be able to reach the height or the ineptitude or the strength of the power of One Direction. I will never be able to see somebody as powerful as that, and they will truly be living in the shadow of somebody that they won't even understand. And that's the beauty of what they are. They are trying and doing their best to understand what they are and who they are, and I will never doubt them. I believe in the ability and strength of the human fortitude. I believe in the ability of humans. I believe in the power and will and testament of somebody that is trying their best in order to accomplish their dreams, doing something that a lot of people will say is wholly impossible, but truly with my whole chest and soul, I know that they can do it one day. I know that they have the ability. They will release their inhibitions, and release isn't a real person, it's actually a phrase. Eden West, W Stone, Ansuka Lulz, Kiana, Sadmiral is actually a very happy admiral. I don't want to spread any lies about this person. Actually a very happy admiral. Peach Sunday is actually not an ice cream. Zellastar is a star. Zant is actually nobody. Zant isn't even a person. Zant actually wants to be a person, but they can't because they don't believe in themselves. Cole Harbick, Beryl Johnson, Thugger with AAK, Opala, Nana Lux, Arga, Parody, Jerenic, Intention, and Hey Gay, I'm Dad are actually all just one guy controlling like a little bit of a power Megazord situation, kind of a big gun Gundam they have rocking there. A little bit of an issue there. You may not know that. That's a really big thing that's actually happening with them currently. The original idea for this video was to do all 50,000 subscribers, and then I realized that a lot of you guys don't have your subscriber settings public, so I can't tell who you're subscribed to. I have no clue. I have genuinely no idea. So that's just a huge issue on my part when it comes to me not knowing how the subscriber reading thing works. For the most part, I've gotten most of you. I believe I've gotten all of you that have your subscribers public. So that's a little bit of an issue there. So now then, in the remaining course of this video, I do want to let you guys know that I appreciate all of you. Just know that I go through all the comments, I read them all, hate, love, I see all your message requests, I see everything. I see every single aspect of all it is. I see every single piece, I see every single side era of nonsense. All the things you think I don't see, I do see. And I appreciate you all. That is the joy of me doing this channel, the joy of me doing this bit and all this nonsense. I do appreciate you all. And that's what I have to say about all of you. Thanks.